And now, Andrew Everything proudly presents Twentifiverella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Twentifiverella. Twentifiverella had 10 ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, and Verona, and Erica. All the 25 of them made Twentifiverella do all the chores and watch her work. 25er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina to Erica all together. One day, the king of Quinvidgetubblingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear! Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Quinvidgetubblingham is going to throw a ball with lots of food at 9 o'clock. At 11 o'clock is dance time, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quinvidgetubbling. Can I come?" asks Twentifiverella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. Tina and Erica are. "He's going to marry me," said Tina, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Tina, you're wrong. He's going to marry me," said Winona. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me," said Elena. The rest said, "All three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me." They then tear Twentifiverella's best party dress. Later, Twentifiverella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Quinvidgetubbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, Twentifiverella. I can help with a bit of magic." And so, she chants the magic words, "Quintity, Vigitentity, Quinto, Quantity, Vigitantity, Quinvoo," and waves her magic wand. Because of that, Twentifiverella's chores are all done, and her best party dress is fixed and grown bigger and better. Twentifiverella says, "I've never seen such a Quinvidgetubble-tastic gown!" and get a load of my glass slippers. But Twentifiverella, his fairy godmother's not done yet. She said, "Twentifiverella, go fetch me a pumpkin." Luckily, Twentifiverella has 25 pumpkins and 50 mice. Twentifiverella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, "Quantity, Vigitantity, Quantity, Vigitantity, Quinvoo," and waves her magic wand again to turn the 25 pumpkins into a handsome coach, and the 50 mice into horses. Twentifiverella climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, "Have fun, Twentifiverella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before." And so, Twentifiverella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quinvidgetubbling was wondering who he should marry. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Erica say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Quinvidgetubbling is walking towards Twentifiverella. "May I have this dance?" asks Quinvidgetubbling. To which Twentifiverella responds, "I would be delighted." Prince Quinvidgetubbling and Twentifiverella dance happily together. But later, Twentifiverella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quinvision was so worried that he might never see 25-year-old again. The king of Quinvision again comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find 20-year-old, he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find 25-year-old and brought the only glass slipper with them. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door of the house where 25-Rella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 25-Rella, they find her 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. Tina to Erica, Prince Quinvision then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the Prince Quinvision and the King and Quinvision hear 25-Arella's singing. Prince Quinvision, is that you? 25-Arella hollered excitedly. And the glass slipper fits! And 25-Arella, Prince Quinvision and the King of Quinvision lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Fiftifiverella. It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there lived a young woman named Fiftifiverella. 55-Arella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatina, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. May 55-Arella do all the chores. 55-er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yvonne, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella all together. One day, the king of 55-Ham's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 55-Ham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quinquadragin. But 50-Arella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. Ivana said, No way, Fatima. He's going to marry me. The rest said, No, he's going to marry me. Later, 55-Arella is so sad, distraught, and upset doing chores about not going to the ball, and marry Prince Quinquadragin. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts 55-Arella by saying, There now, my dear sweet 55-Arella. I can help with a bit of magic, and waves her magic wand. And because of that, 55-Arella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Fiftifiverella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, Fiftifiverella has 55 pumpkins and 110 mice. Fiftifiverella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 55 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 110 mice into horses, and Fiftifiverella's fairy ripped clothes into a gown and crown. Fiftifiverella says, I've never seen such a quinquagintuple-tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? Fiftifiverella's fairy godmother says, well, you can't. But have fun, Fiftifiverella. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. Back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. Fiftifiverella accepted the warning and climbed into the coach. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of 55 says, good evening, everyone. My son, Prince Quinquagintuple was one who he owed to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Quinquagintuple responds, yes, father. Suddenly, Fiftifiverella arrives just in time for the ball. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella say, he's walking towards me! All together, but he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Quinquagintuple is walking towards Fiftifiverella. May I have this dance? asks Prince Quinquagintuple, in which Fiftifiverella responds, I would be delighted. Prince Quinquagintuple and Fiftifiverella dance happily together. But later, as Fiftifiverella checks her clock, it's almost midnight, and so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quinquagintuple is really sad and worried that he might never see Fiftifiverella again. The king of Fiftifiverella comforts him by saying, there now, son. I think we'll be able to find her. And so, the king of 55 and Prince Quinquagintuple began their journey all around 55 to find Fiftifiverella and brought the glass slipper with them. By the time they arrive, they knock. Prince Quinquagintuple knocks on the door of the house where Fiftifiverella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters live. But instead of Fiftifiverella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. Prince Quinquagintuple then says, ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can you try on this glass slipper? Fatima is first, but her foot is too big. Ivana is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Quinquagintuple and the king of 55 noticed Fiftifiverella singing. Prince Quinquagintuple, is that you? She hollered excitedly. Prince Quinquagintuple says, of course it's me. My father and I found you. I love you. Will you marry me? And the glass slipper fits. And so, Fiftifiverella, the king of 55 and Prince Quinquagintuple lived happily ever after. The end. And I bet it was a fun story, right, Andrew Stewart? I've been debating on making some sequels. So, if you want to see maybe someday Fiftifiverella 2, 55 Wishes Come True, tell your friends about it, okay? And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. And have you found your prince or princess? Just let me know, and maybe my Cinderella parodies will come true and become real. Take care, Andrew Doers. Bye!